Welcome back to episode 31 in the Youthful Revolution series, featuring Immortal DC. We are getting into the latter stages of the season, and we got to take a look at the top 3 important matches that I have been playing since the last episode. And for the third most important game, we will be starting here away from home against Casapir, sitting 14th in the league, and they did manage to win against us at home. And the only goal was a penalty for them. But a couple of other things that did happen this game that was very influential on how things happened is that we did manage to get a red card here. Da Silva just launching in. We also gave another penalty away late in the game here. Leonardo is gonna take it, but thankfully Berotti is gonna save this one. So by no stretch of imagination here, this was of course a terrible result for us. Actually, Casapia was below us in the league when we played them. They were 2 points behind us when we played them here. But yeah, red cards and penalties have been something that is happening throughout the season. I think we have like 15 penalties against us this season, and we have like 80 yellow cards, and like I think it's 10 or 12 red cards, and a lot of those red cards are directly red cards. It's been terrible for that. We are losing a lot of points because of that. And here's the funny thing, right? We are not even playing Get Stock In. For the first time in the entire save, we're not playing Get Stock In. And we get absolutely hammered with red cards and penalties and yellow cards. And yeah, I don't get it. But well, actually, I do get it. I think it's because of the player quality. Our players are just not good enough to keep up with the rest of these players that we are playing against. And that is why they're picking up a lot of red cards and yellow cards and stuff like that. And also penalties for that matter. So yeah, it is what it is. But this game, absolutely horrendous. Not a good one. Second most important game to me right now is this one against Rio Ave. We are at home and we did manage to win it against someone who is number 9 in the league. But it is actually them starting the goals here with a pretty good goal in the 11th minute. A Besser just running into space and absolutely hammering it in. But only 17 minutes later, we do get our goal. Tenaglia down the line, and he's gonna cross it in over to Silver. He's gonna take actually a cross, but it's going in. And the second goal here, Carrera trying to beat his man, but Gregolin is picking up the second ball straight into Carrera, and he is getting a goal. But yeah, he wasn't done. Gregolin again down the line, and he's gonna cut it back for Hopfer, crossing it over to Carrera, and a bit of a lucky header there for me, but yeah, I'll take it. And right at the end of the first half here, Flamel is winning it in the midfield, Carrera into Gregolin, and he's gonna take an absolutely fantastic shot there. And in the second half, João Paulo is gonna win it in the midfield, and we are a bit lucky here with actually getting it again by Tenaglia, and then he's just making a very easy tap in for Carrera. And that is of course the hat-trick for him. So what I do want to say about this result is that I did not expect us to win this one. I thought it would maybe be a draw or something like that. But winning it 5-1, this is a huge deal. 3 points here is just absolutely massive. I'm a bit surprised about how well Carrera played here, because he hasn't really been good. But 10.0... yeah, that's worth a mention, isn't it? Now, the problem with it is that he hasn't really scored a lot. He's not spreading the goals out. He got 2 hat-tricks, and that's it. He doesn't score in a lot of different games. He's just only scoring in some very specific games, which is not really great. I kind of want him to spread it out a little bit more, but hey, it is what it is. I can't really complain when he does score 3 goals in a game, and also getting 1 assist as well. But yeah, really good. This could easily be the most important match. It's definitely the best performance in the entire season, but it's actually not the most important match. No, because the most important match is against Gil Vicente, who is a bottom of the league, and we are playing at home here, and winning this one was absolutely necessary. After 2 minutes, we get the first goal, and it is gonna be Gregolin running into space here, taking a bit of a tackle on him, but Valencia is always gonna be there in the box area when we need him. Another very interesting goal here, Valencia into Adrio on a set piece, and he scores. If there is one guy that is gonna pick his games to score goals, it's gonna be Carrera, because he does score 3 in this one, and this is the first of them, and not a bad one. And here is the second one, Hopfer into the Powler, bringing it down, finding Gregolin, and Gregolin is gonna run into the box area, and he's gonna take a shot, but Carrera is there to pick up the second ball. There we go. And late in the overtime, the long throw into Reinhardt, who's going to cross it in, but we didn't manage to get it. But Carrera is there to pick up the second ball yet again, and he's going to take a snapshot. Like I'm saying, Carrera seems to be picking up a lot of goals in very specific matches where we don't need that many goals. We would rather have him spread them out a little bit, but hey, can't complain too much. So why is this the most important match? Well, clearly because we want to keep the player or the Gil Vicente here, who is below us in the league, we want to keep them behind us. And these guys is someone we should win against at home. I was so worried going into this one. If I didn't see a good result here, I mean, last episode I did say I was calling it, and I was saying we're probably going to get relegated. I'm a little bit more comfortable now because we did pick up 6 points in these 2 games, right? So yeah, it's definitely not looking as bad as it could be, but we'll talk about that later. This game was incredibly important to win, and we did manage to win it, right? And everyone was playing well, the tactic was working, everything seems to be playing well. No red cards, no penalties, it just worked. But that is also all the positive that I have to say about this period of time. I've only played 7 games, and yeah, there is only 2 wins, and the rest is losses. So we do have 5 losses in 7 games. That is not great at all. But we have had a lot of issues with penalties, red cards, and stuff like that, like I mentioned. And a lot of these games that we lose is because of that, right? And I don't think there's a lot we can do about it. We are not even playing get stuck in, and we still managed to get so many yellow cards, so many penalties, so many red cards. But yeah, a lot of the Casapier game is the one that we probably should have gotten at least 1 point out of. The other ones, probably not. Porto, Sporting, VTSC here, not a easy game to win either. Chavez, also not that easy, but it was definitely a terrible game for us, Chavez here as well. But yeah, overall, getting 6 points in 7 games is actually not that bad. What that means for the table is that we are still 13th, or maybe we were 12th the last time around, but still 13th is not a bad place to be here with 25 points. And that means we have 9 points. Sorry, how much is that? That is 9 points down to Bissau. That is pretty dang good, right? That is pretty dang good. And the reason I'm actually coming back a little bit earlier than I probably would have wanted to do is because we are today gonna play Bissau in the first game we're gonna play. And that is gonna be probably the most important game that we can play in the remainder of the last schedule here, right? Bissau is gonna be we want to beat them. We're away from home, but it is so important to beat these guys because we can keep so far away from the relegation by winning this one. Hopefully we can, because if we're looking at the rest of the schedule, we got Braga, we're not gonna win that one. Benfica, nope, not gonna happen. BVT, there is a chance, right? There is a chance we could win that one. PTM, sorry, not gonna happen. Famalicão, probably not gonna happen. Oliveirense, that is the next big one after that. So I kind of want to get back for this game as well, because that's also going to be important to survive in this league. And then we got Firenze, not an easy game, but we are at home, so that could happen. And Estoril, probably not going to happen away from home here. And MRT, not going to happen either. So we have like 2 games in the remainder of these. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. If we can pick up 6 points, or maybe 7 or 8 points in the remainder of these 10 games, we can probably survive. But it means we need to get the first 3 points in this game right here. But before we get to the games, let's talk about a couple of other things, because the transfer window was not quite close when we, the last time around. And one of the players that was sold was Antonio Conduto, who is actually one of our own intake, one of the academy players. And he was sold for 375k. Pretty good. I mean, he was probably never gonna come up and play for us anyway, so I think getting the money here is not a bad deal for us. Also, Giordano, our second goalkeeper, was actually sold here. 30k, not a lot, but it's still a profit actually. Yeah, it's still a profit. And I don't think he was okay, don't get me wrong. He was okay, but he wasn't really great either. So I think 30k is okay, and we can probably go look for someone else in the summer. Something really annoying and also really bad happened to us in this period of time as well. Tressa, Tenaglia, and Beruti are all considering their options after their contract is running out. We all know what this means. It means we won't get money for them unless we sell them in this summer. So we have transfer listed all of them. I don't like it because Beruti is the best goalkeeper we have, so we need a new goalkeeper as well in the summer. Tenaglia is probably the best inverted winger and also been really good overall, just a very good player for us. He is probably also going to be leaving. So 3 of the best players, also Tressa, probably the best central defender. The entire Italian mafia might be moving out in the summer. I think they are, because otherwise we wouldn't get money for them. I'm not too sure if SI have changed something with the dynamics and how that's working right now, because with our form and how we are doing things, I thought the team cohesion and the club atmosphere and the managerial support would be so much worse than what it is. It's actually not that bad. It's okay. And I thought it would be spiraling out of control, but maybe they changed something in an update, the winter update or something, because I'm not seeing what I used to see in the last couple of editions of FM, where it just spirals out of control no matter what. That's not happening here. We are actually looking okay in the dynamics, which is incredibly important to survival. So I just wanted to show you something from the Premier League statistics here, the team stats that is. What I was talking about earlier were about the yellow cards and red cards and stuff like that. As you can see here, we are first place for yellow cards. 83 yellow cards without playing on Get Stuck In. That is crazy. And we are also top of the list here for red cards, 7 red cards. We can't really see the full picture of how many penalties we have actually conceded, but we can see how, well, that is actually penalties conceded, but we don't know how many penalties it actually is against us. I think we had like 15 penalties or something like that, or around that number, but we have conceded 10 of those. So yeah, definitely near the bottom with Vicente here on penalties as well, and that is not helping out for our points total, that's for sure. And another reason why things are not going that well for us this season, it's, well, player quality, right? But we don't really win the possession back as much this season as we did the last season, and the reason is that the other players in this league is just way better. It's just too hard to take the ball off them. But it's still probably, I mean, tactically we're still doing fine. But it's just a, you know, a funny thing to see here. We would be double these numbers in the second league. Absolutely, double these numbers. So let's take a look at Visao here. Oh man, this game is gonna be big. It's gonna be a very big one. It seems like they're playing 5 in the back here, so it's a 5-2-3 basically. All right, that's probably not too bad for us, to be honest. And their statistics over here, or the general performance, seems not great. They are pretty. I think they're probably gonna play some kind of control possession or maybe tiki-taka. Tackling is also fairly good, so we probably don't want to, you know, run at them. We probably want to play over the top here and in behind them or something like that. They are definitely pretty good on set pieces. Don't like to see that at all. Creativity from the right-hand side of the pitch. Okay. So we might want to maybe look at this guy and also this guy over here, probably tight marking or something like that. I mean, we are tight marking their wingback, so that's, but maybe this guy, the inside forward, could be good. And a lot of their chances coming from crosses, not too surprising playing a 5-2-3. Also good on long throws. How about that? I mean, we are not good on long throws, but we do get a couple of goals from long throws because we're pushing a lot of bodies forward. But yeah, they do also have a lot of weaknesses. Hopefully we can take advantage of one of them. I mean, it's really hard to tell which one is gonna be here. At least they seem to be fairly poor at the near post here. We haven't really scored a lot at... you know what? I don't think we have scored one single goal this season on... maybe... oh yeah, that's not true. Probably a couple on corners. But mostly it's actually the long throws that we are getting goals from when it comes to set pieces. But I think we're just gonna go in there and play how we want to play, to be honest, right now, what I'm looking at. But let's take a look at the heat map and stuff like that. So with the ball here, it's kind of interesting because there is so much space in here. Yeah, that's a very odd one. They're definitely keeping really wide on the right-hand side, and that's also where we know that they're gonna be good when it comes to crosses and stuff. So we probably want to stop them from doing this somehow. We need to stop them from trying to get wide out here and cross it in, because that is where they're getting their goals, or most of them probably. And without the ball, it's yeah, they're just very, very narrow, but there's gonna be space on this or their right-hand side, because they are, I don't know, it's a very strange formation here. I don't think they're gonna, I think the two guys that are moving really far up here when they're attacking, they're probably not helping out too much on the defensive duty. So I think we should try and actually play down the left-hand side maybe, because we could take advantage of that. They don't seem to be very good when it comes to defensive on the left-hand or their right-hand side. Alright, so let's figure out what we're gonna do here. I am changing things slightly from game to game, and right now we do have the inverted winger on attack. We have the pressing forward on support. So, you know, things are changing a little bit from episode to episode, of course, but overall we're probably having a... I mean, the tactic is very similar no matter what I'm gonna do, right? In possession, what are we gonna do here? I think we are gonna go narrow and also more direct. It seems like a good idea, actually. While they are also narrow, we can create space out wide for our winger or the inverted winger by going narrow or attacking with narrow. So we're gonna go through the mid more than likely, and then that's gonna create space out wide, and then passing directness is gonna be more direct because we do want to play over the top very often probably against them. I think that's a good idea. But what I think we will also do is probably play on the left here. Now we can't play down the right hand side actually because that's banned, right? We are not allowed to do that. So I think playing down the left here could be an idea because of how poor they are on the left hand side, defensively speaking. So we want to force the ball out on the left, and more than likely, whoever's going to play as the winger is likely going to run wide with the ball, and that's going to create space for other places. Hopefully that's going to happen, or he's going to hit an early cross into the inverted winger or one of the strikers. Something along those lines is what I'm expecting to see here. Fairly strong 11 we're going to push out there with Berucci, Hopfer, Trezeguet, Benali, Adrio, Valencia in the midfield, Da Silva on that winger role, Mateos, who has been playing a couple of games here and there. He's the new player we brought in, or one of the new youngsters we brought in the winter, and yeah, I mean, we have trouble up front when it comes to injuries and stuff like that, so he's getting a few games here and there. Gregolin is, I mean, he's probably been one of the best strikers so far in this season. So yeah, he's on the pressing forward, and Correa, very inconsistent of course, but yeah, I mean, he's probably the best player in there. So let's just give him another chance here. And on the bench, we have another youngster, Carlos Santos, because we have so many injuries on the front line that we're actually using someone that we probably would never do otherwise. Jurgensen is close to coming back now. Only a couple of weeks left before he's coming back. But I mean, his sharpness is of course not going to be there for the end of the season. I don't think so. Yeah, a bit of trouble up front, but I think there should be goals in these guys anyway. I think we're going to play on cautious. I didn't mention, but I think we're going to start on cautious and then push it onto positive or attacking if we think we can do that. But I want to start cautiously. But anyway, let's get in there and hopefully, I mean, this game is so important, man. This is such an important game. Please win it. Please win it. The FM gods, I am begging you. 20 minutes in, and both teams have one highlight. None of them really good. It's kind of a 50-50 game right now. I am not sure if we should change anything. Both of us actually had a long shot kind of deal here. But yeah, I don't know if playing down the left is actually working here, or I don't know. Let's take a look at the analyzer, because there might be something we can do here. They are extremely wide when they are on the ball. We are extremely narrow when we are on the ball. I think that's okay, but we probably need to... do we need to be more direct than what we are right now? I'm not too sure. Is there something we need to change here in terms of how we're playing? Because we don't have the ball all the time, but I think maybe actually passing directness standard. I think that's probably the only thing I'm looking at here. Play for set pieces? No, I don't think so. Maybe we want to overlap. Maybe we want to overlap here with our wing back. Yeah, let's try those two things. 2 minutes later, Hopfer is making a long throw into Trezer, and he's getting tripped by someone. Or something happened there, I don't know. He got kicked down or something. So here we go. We are having a VAR check, and it is a penalty. So yeah, that's really good for us. So let's see who is going to take it. I don't know who is going to take it. I don't know if we're going to score a goal or not. Let's see. Who is it? Who is that? It's Correa. Okay. Let's see. Yes, Correa! There we go, 1-0 up after 23. Alright, so half-time, very good. I mean, kind of. We don't really create a lot of chances. Things are not really working going forward for us, which is a problem. So we need to think about what we are doing going forward. And I also have a couple of things I probably want to do when it comes to defensive things here. Because I'm slightly worried about a couple of things. So let's take a look at the analyzer here. Can we see it here somewhere? No. But I know that they are playing down their right-hand side, our left-hand side, of course. I know they're playing down that side, and they are getting a bit of joy down there. We want to change that, and we probably also want to change how we are attacking, because things are not really working right now in terms of going forward. So I think we're going into the tactic and subs here, and what we're probably going to look at is probably changing. Let's change the in possession first. So right now we are not really getting anything. We overlap. Yeah, I think we're still gonna overlap, but I think we're going back to more direct. I also think we're gonna move this to fairly narrow. I think hit early cross is gonna be taken out, and I think that's about it for now. What I also want to do is probably put Benali here on a more defensive duty role. Or we could change the midfield. Now the problem is, this cannot be a Segundo Volante. We could make it I guess we could just put it on support. And then this role over here, I think we're going to change that to a ball-winning midfielder or something more that can actually be defensive. Because they're getting all of that joy on their right-hand side. So we need to be a little bit more defensive over here. So I think a ball-winning midfielder on defend would be ideal. Now this guy, we can't really play wing-back. We can't really play full-back because that is banned. So maybe a complete wing-back. That's a bit of a risk, isn't it? But, you know, let's try it. And maybe this winger could play inverted winger instead. No, yeah, we can do that. It's allowed. It is allowed. So probably inverted winger instead here. Should we be on attack here? No, I think just support, right? Did I change that? No, focus down the left. I think we're going to take that out. I think we're going to take that out as well. So just a slight change in how we are attacking. We could put this on a winger, actually. But no, I actually want Hopper to be way further forward here. I think we could get a lot more out of that. You know what? Actually, let's still play down the left-hand side here. And just have these two way further up. So we'll probably cross it over earlier. Well, I did take out hit early crosses, but that doesn't mean they won't take the risk here because of the more directness of putting it over on the right-hand side. So I think we're going to try that. Is it going to work? I don't know. Maybe it's too much of a risk to take here, but I think I'm okay with it. So quite a lot of changes to how we're probably playing, also defensively here. Slight changes, of course. Not too much. I'm not changing anything in here, obviously. I'll never do that. Stop crosses, invite crosses. I guess we could try and stop crosses or trap them inside or something like that. I think it would actually be ideal to trap them inside, but I don't really feel like doing it. We're doing okay defensively. I think this is also gonna be a lot better because they are just getting down here this side a lot. So having a ball-winning midfield over here could probably be good. Adrio going forward, you know, it's probably not the best in the world, but it should be okay. Okay, yeah, there we go. Let's get on with it. Let's get into the second half here. 63 minutes in, we get a corner, and it is one of the rare occasions where Treasure is gonna score on it. Yes! Full time, 2-0, and I am incredibly satisfied with what happened here. We were so much better in the second half. All of the tactical choices I made just worked out, right? That's such a satisfying thing when you see it just works out how you think it's gonna work out. I am incredibly happy about the result. 3 points here is incredible. Treasure with the play of the match here with that goal on the corner. We actually had 2 set piece goals in this one. That's kind of nice. Just everything seems to be working. In this specific match, everything worked out how I hoped it to be when it comes to all my tactical choices. It feels so good when that happens, doesn't it? Yeah, just a really good game. I mean, this is exactly what we hope to see in an away game against one of the bottom teams, right? We are kind of, we wasn't in control, but we were definitely playing right up to them. I mean, they didn't have a lot. They had 2 highlights in the second half, and none of them were really, really dangerous. So just perfect, just a perfect match. Absolutely perfect. Okie dokie, next game against Braga. Yeah, I think if we can get anything, if we can find a point in this one, it would be a pretty big point. They are 3rd in the league, and they got, I mean, their team is just so much better. It's not even fun. So they are kind of a gegenpress sort of team, which is not really great for us. So we probably want to play even more direct than what we normally do, because we don't want to be on the ball if they're gonna gegenpress us. That would just lead to absolutely disasters. But yeah, as we can tell over here, the general performance is, well, they're definitely good, right? They're a good team playing a 4-2-3-1. Most of their goals are conceded by through balls, so yeah, again, it's just leading in toward me believing that we should just try and play over them and just, yeah, that's about it. I mean, they're good at everything else, so let's just try and, you know, get the ball up there as soon as possible. So in their last game, actually in the Champions League against Salzburg, they played very narrow, so that's an interesting one. So away from home, they're still playing very narrow here. Is that gonna help us out? I don't think so, actually. I don't think it's gonna help us out that they're gonna be playing narrowly. And without the ball, also fairly narrow. So they're also defending fairly narrow. But that's, of course, against a really, really good team in Salzburg. So, yeah, I'm not too sure. Again, I don't really have anything here to go by. We're just gonna try and not concede too many goals and just try and beat them when it comes to early crosses and just, you know, go really, really route one. type of tactic. I don't really think we're gonna change anything in terms of the roles here. I think I'm okay with what I'm seeing, but what I think we will do is go defensive actually, and we will also try, and we already are hitting early crosses. Mixed crosses is probably also a good idea. Attacking width should probably be narrow, but I think we're gonna go way more direct here. And probably shoot on side. Yeah, let's just shoot on side. I don't think we're gonna get any really good chances anyway, so let's just shoot on side. Hit early crosses, pass into space, play narrow, extremely direct, higher tempo, all of the things you want to see when you're really going route one. It's gonna be a little bit of a odd starting 11, this one. Berucci in goal, Luker on the wingback role, Tressa, Atrio in the central defense, Benali, Flamel, Valencia, Da Silva on the wing, Hopfer as the inverted winger on attack. It might actually be good because we need to close them down quite a bit and we want to be fairly hard tackling and stuff like that. So he might be good up there, but it's also because we have so many injuries and stuff for our first team up here. So Gregolin is the only one that would probably be starting in, to be honest. Pressing forward Gregolin here, and Mateos is going to be starting in. Yeah, we just got so many problems up front this season. It's just terrible. So we're playing a wingback on the inverted winger up there, but he's capable. I mean, he's capable of playing there. It's not like he can't play there. It's just probably not the best player for it, but what he is good at is closing down people and taking the ball off them, and that's probably what we need him to do up there. I don't think him running in behind is gonna be all that great for us because he's not really good at crossing or anything. But yeah, it's okay. I don't expect to win this one anyway, so let's just get in there. Hopefully not get 5 goals against us because that would be a little bit annoying. But let's see if we can maybe find a draw or something like that. Bit surprising, but actually we're the better team after 5 minutes here. Benali is having a cross here, well, not a cross, he's got a corner. Da Silva didn't really get it here, but Hoffer is winning it back, and Da Silva is running into the box area, and he's getting penalized. Oh my god, 5 minutes in, and it's going to be AR. I don't know if it's going to be a penalty yet, but just how well we played in the first 5 minutes is definitely making me think we could do something against them. But let's see. Is this gonna be a good one for us? Penalty review. Here we go. Checking the penalty. Is he gonna give us a penalty? No penalty. Ah, you piece. Why are we never getting a penalty? 20 minutes in and it was all an illusion. It was just an illusion. We just got lucky in the first 3, 4, 5 minutes or something like that with that one shot and stuff. It's, we're nowhere near it. They're gonna destroy us, absolutely destroy us. It's just a question of when it's gonna happen. They're gonna score here. Yeah, we don't really have anything at all. But what I will try and do, because of how narrow they're playing, is just put it here on maybe fairly, actually let's put it fairly wide, just to see if there is something about it. I doubt it's gonna have any effect. If anything, it's probably gonna get worse, but I'm just gonna try that because we are not on the ball anyway, and maybe if we are spreading out a little bit more when we do manage to get the ball back and they're just running a little bit wider, that could maybe create a chance or two, but I don't know. It's probably not gonna be that important. Half-time, 0-0. I'm very happy with that, and also we did get 2 more shots, so I can't really complain too much here. Actually, there is no complaints at all. We are. I would have thought they were scoring at least 2 times in the first half, but they didn't. So we're still in it. We can still get a point here. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think they will score, but we're definitely still in it. So that's all we can really hope for, to be honest. So yeah, I'm very happy about that. Let's just continue. Oh my God! Countering Benali, Mateos. One of the new guys into another new guy, Santos. Oh, what's going on? Full time 1-0 against Braga. I don't think anyone saw that one coming. What is going on here, man? They were pushing so hard for that goal. They were really, really pushing us. But we just kept getting a counter here and there, and in the overtime, Santos. Oh man, I mean, let's take a look at him actually. He's not that good, but he's okay. But yeah, he got into that spot, and I think it was actually created by Mateos here, we actually, our front line here was Mateos, Santos, and Nunes. I mean, that is names that haven't really played a whole lot for us. But all of a sudden, they just created stuff in the final part of this game. I mean, that must be a massive blow for Braga for their chances of getting a title this season. Just massive. They're just gonna get absolutely. I mean, I did not see that one coming. I thought Braga was gonna beat us to death here, but they didn't. we actually managed to get we got a couple of good counters, but of course this one was the best one where we got the goal. Absolutely. What a fantastic counter that was. Yeah, I'm still a little bit surprised about that. I did not see that one coming at all. I mean, wow. We are now 9th in the league with 31 points. That is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. We are really far away from the relegation right now. We still have a lot of games to play, but getting 6 points in these 2 games, that is massive for our survival. I would say that it's very unlikely that we are going to go down now, which I had no idea I would be able to say that in this episode if we were going 1 episode back. I was sure that we were going to get, you know, but I mean the dynamics just didn't take the hit that I was thinking they would do. Look at that. Look at that. That's a massive booster. That's a massive booster. That is so important because now I sincerely doubt that we're going to go down this season, which is incredible, right? That's just incredible. No one would have thought that. I was absolutely thinking that the most likely scenario was us going down. But right now it seems like we are probably going to be fairly comfortable in the midsection here. It's very tight, right? We got 31, so Estoril and up, that's another scenario. But we're actually the best of the rest here, because 31 points, I think Estoril and above is just way better than anyone else in the league. But sitting here with Rio Ave and PTM, that's pretty good. But it's not far down to number 26 points here, Chavez. It's very tight in this kind of midsection of the league. And then we have the 3 bottom feeders, which is Visao, Oliverense and Vicente. I don't think we're going to be down there. I think we're going to stay fairly comfortable in the midsection now, which is incredible to say. I had no idea I would be able to say that right now. So when are we going to come back? I think I'm coming back for the last 2 games, which is kind of hard games. It's the Real and also MRT. That's, you know, they're probably quite good. But, I mean, we just beat Braga at home here. So why couldn't we get another good result against MRT, maybe? Who knows? But I think the most important game here is probably going to be Oliverense, right? But yeah, I'm not going to come back before the last 2 games. So, yeah, I mean... what a way. I did not see this coming. We have 3 games in a row now where we win. Also against Rio Ave, who is, you know, that team just below us now. That is incredible. That's some really... I did not see that. Back here, against Casapia and Porto, I was just thinking, oh, okay, it's going to go really, really bad now. But it seems like we are turning it around. I am so surprised about that. I am so surprised about that. But anyway, guys, that was I think it's probably one of the shorter episodes here, but that's okay. It's okay to do that from time to time. Sometimes they're going to be long, sometimes they're going to be short. You know, I'm switching it around. But anyway, guys, I hope you're enjoying it. It looks like we're going to survive, hopefully. But you need to see that in the next episode, because it could still go absolutely downhill, but I doubt it. I don't think the other 3 teams down there is going to be able to get enough points to get over us. I don't think so. But it could happen. But anyway, I hope you're enjoying it, and I will see you around next time.